Hi guys, and thank you for joining me again at the Sunrise Spot, helping you move toward a brighter tomorrow. My name's Kelsey, and today we're going to talk about grounding techniques using your five senses. So first off, what are grounding techniques? Grounding techniques are a series of skills that you can utilize in moments where you feel like you need to bring yourself down or calm down. And this could be anything from a panic attack, PTSD, general anxiety, or even social or performance anxiety. Just for you, really, anytime you notice that you could take it down a few notches, or someone might say, hey, you look pretty stressed out. You should take a break, or you should take a breather. Those are all good clues that you may benefit from using grounding techniques. But I will say they are traditionally used for panic attacks. I have found in my practice that they're beneficial for anyone who experiences any bit of anxiety. So hopefully this is helpful for you. So to begin, the foundation of grounding techniques have to do with bringing yourself back to reality, to the here and the now, being present, being mindful. And one easy way that I teach my clients how to do that is by using the five senses. So we're going to work our way through each sense. I'll give you some suggestions or ideas of different little techniques you can use in your own life. And then I challenge you guys to go home and do this for yourself. And comment below what sorts of different items or things you use for your grounding techniques. I'd love to hear. All right, so first off, we're going to start with smell. So as we go through these senses, I'm going to give you examples on how to use them. So for smell, I brought two different things here. One is a lotion. This is the Trader Joe's Orange Clove Body Butter. And the other is an essential oil, and this is lavender. I use the Kiss oils. They're 100% pure. And the point here is that you want to stimulate the sense of smell and focus on that sensation. So if I were to do this, I can either smell directly from the bottle or put some on the back of my hand. And what I'm going to do is focus on that smell. I might close my eyes, rub it in a little bit, take a few deep breaths. And again, each sense, you want to focus on the experience. So what does this oil feel like on my skin? What is it like to smell it? It's very relaxing. Okay, so same with the butter. If this is your preference, and a lot of my clients do prefer a lotion. Okay, I'm gonna sit back. And I know it looks pretty corny, but in the moment, this can really bring you back to the here and now. So I recommend a very soothing scent. You choose what that is for you. It may be vanilla, it may be lavender, it may be a peppermint. Really anything that's going to be soothing for you, your favorite perfume, or maybe the perfume of your significant other. Whatever you think is going to really bring you into a place of calm and give you something to really focus on in terms of the scents. So those are my examples, and a tip moving forward for the rest of these guys is you want them to be easily accessible. So something you can keep in your purse, in your glove box, in a drawer at your desk at work. Dog sneeze. Just something that is not gonna take up a lot of space. So both of these items are pretty small. I could get even smaller if I wanted to go with a travel size lotion or something of that nature. But something that you can take with you and is portable is going to be really helpful. Because if you're having a panic attack and you have to drive home to get to your materials, that's not very helpful. You wanna have them on hand for those moments of anxiety. All right, so the next sense I'd like to do is touch. And this is kind of a double because we're going to go back to this lotion. I've had folks who like the sensation of giving themselves a hand massage. They find that calming. So I'm going to take my lotion here. And you're just going to do that. Focus on this right here. So the sensation of rubbing your hands together, how it feels, the smoothness of your skin, the texture of the lotion. You want to focus in on this. And remember, the point is to block out everything else. So you just want to be focusing on what's right in front of you, this tangible movement, and what this is like. Just like that. Another thing I'd like to suggest is having an item that has texture to it, has a certain feel, but maybe again brings you back to a place of calm. And one of those places for a lot of folks is the beach. So I have two items here you can use for the sense of touch from the beach, and one is a seashell. I think I got this on vacation in Daytona Beach, and then a piece of sea glass. So what you can do is, again, pull this out of your pocket, your wallet, well, probably not your wallet, your purse, your glove box, and just run your fingers over the texture. Focus on what that feels like. the ridges of the shell, how the inside is smooth. Maybe run your finger like this. And same thing with the sea glass. You can kind of find a little comfort from the smoothness of the glass. And again, you're not thinking about anything else. You're just focusing on this sensation right in front of you. I've had a client actually, when we were doing grounding techniques, she did identify the beach as her place of calm. And she actually went out and made a little jar full of sand and shells and sea glass and called it her mini beach. And so when we were doing grounding techniques and it was time to do the touch, she would literally pull out the jar, stick her fingers in the jar, and just close her eyes and imagine she was at the beach. And for her, that was one of the most effective of the 5 senses. So those are just a couple ideas for you. All right, so next I'd like to move on to sight. And one common way that you can do this is to have a picture or a photograph of something that's very calming for you or cheers you up. So for me, I think a great way to do that is to have the background of your phone be something meaningful or relaxing. So for me, background of my phone is my dog. And anytime that I, need a little pick-me-up or need something to focus on, I can click the home button of my iPhone, I can take a look at my dog, even scroll through some pictures of her. And that is a great way to use the visual sense for grounding techniques. Another that I've recommended is to write down words or quotes that are meaningful to you, maybe even a poem. So it could be anything that's going to be a narrative that's going to be helpful for you. So it could be calm down, you've got nothing to worry about. It could be self-talk like that. I here have a poem and I have written it out. My handwriting is atrocious, but I've written out the poem. I've done some watercolor around it, colors that are soothing to me. And this is, again, just one way you can have this on hand, read it to yourself, focus even on the touch. You could do sensation of the paper and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? So pictures and words written out are excellent ways to use the vision sense. Okay, next up I'd like to do taste. And again, you want to focus on the sensation of what's going on in your mouth. So I had one client who loved Diet Pepsi. I'm not going to talk about the health effects of Diet Pepsi in this video. That's another video. But, for her, taking a few sips of Diet Pepsi was very calming. Okay, that was hers. Other folks like peppermints. They keep little tins of Altoids. And the sensation of the Altoid in the mouth is what they focus on. Today, I have a little Hershey Kiss. And what better way to treat yourself and close your eyes and have a moment all to yourself where you can taste just a little bit of chocolate and have that sensation to focus on. And for a lot of people, chocolate brings good memories and good vibes. So Hershey Kiss is the one that I brought with me today. And lastly, guys, we have the sense of hearing. And again, I want to acknowledge that some folks may not have all of these senses. There are individuals who don't have great sight, don't have great hearing, even from different things in their lives, maybe don't have great smell or taste. But you do the best with whatever senses you can get. So for hearing, I did want to mention that music is the best one, and you get to pick a song that is meaningful to you. So it could be just tranquil music. Maybe you get on some yoga playlists on Spotify and just listen to flutes and rain and harps and that kind of music. Or maybe it's a song that has meaning for you. Maybe it's the song that was the first dance at your wedding, or a song that has a lot of meaning between you and your parents or you and a child. So think about what song might do that for you, that you can just focus on either the instruments or the lyrics, and it can take you away from that anxiety and bring you down. Another thing that does work for some folks, though, is some narratives. So you can either record your own voice saying soothing things like take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, something like that, and play it back on the notes or the memos or the voice memos on your phone. That's what I'm looking for. You can play that back to yourself. Other folks have poems or audiobooks they can go to quickly and have a passage ready to go. You need to really personalize this to yourself. And that's why, I'm here to give some recommendations of what works either for myself or for my clients. But ultimately, guys, you've got to pick the 5 sense tools that makes the most connection with you personally. So for you, maybe the beach is not a good time. Maybe you're just thinking about the sharks and it's dirty and there's seagulls. then don't have the beach items, right? You got to do something that's customizable to you. You might be a great candidate for a stress ball, or keeping a small stuffed animal and focusing on, you know, the sensation of the plush fur on the stuffed animal. You know, there are lots and lots of ways to customize this. So this is just a jumping point to give you some ideas. But again, grounding techniques, 5 senses, little tools and little items in your own life that can bring you back to the here and now. You can focus on those sensations, block out everything else in the real world, and just bring yourself back to in the now and in the moment. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. It felt a little rambly, but you know, grounding techniques are something that work really well for me. I recommend them to my friends all the time, and it's a really core foundation of a lot of my therapeutic work with folks that experience a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. So let me know in the comments below what you've picked for your 5 senses, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.